You're going to go right here. See where I'm on 2013 race? Then you're going to go down, see where it says up here, you have current standings and then race log, right? So I'm going to go to current standings, and I've already printed that one out for today. Now, what you're going to do every day is I'm going to tell you, okay, we're in race log number 67. That is the one that you're going to use to record where your musher is on that musher record sheet. It's also going to be what you're going to use when you're going to write your journal in Mrs. Walters' class. You're going to use those checkpoints. You're not going to go home to see where your musher's at. You're going to go back to whatever race log we're using, and you're going to see what checkpoint they were at, where they're going to. The first thing I want you to look at when you see this is the new, what you're going to see. This is going to be a log sheet, or this is the statistic sheet. First thing, orange row indicates change since last update. If you see a dot, that indicates a correction to a previous stat. R indicates a rookie. An asterisk indicates a period that occurred during daylight. That's brand new. I've never seen that before. That's pretty cool. So that will show you if something happens, like say that they withdraw or they drop a dog, I'm assuming that they'll have that asterisk next to it. So that's kind of cool. I've never seen that now. So I just pulled up this one, and you can see that Matt Failer and that Aaron Burmeister have changed positions since the last one. But when we read this, you can see right now, you got Martin Boozer, Lance Mackey, and Jason Mackey, which I assume is a son. They're in first, second, and third position. Now, this is different from their bib number, and this is what, when you go to do your record sheet, you need to know this, and this is kind of fun to watch because remember, they all started, I believe, 2 minutes apart. So it's taken about 3 hours to get all the teams from first to last. So you have Martin Boozer. He's in first place right now. That's his position. But remember, they have another 24-hour layover. But what's cool to see, well, he started, see where it says bib number? This tells you where did he start in the race. What was his position that he started in? He started in second. So actually, he was the first musher out because the first musher number 1 is always an honorary musher. So nobody ever gets bib number 1. But what's cool, if you look down here, look at Matt Failer. And they have a dot there, which means this happened during daylight. So then you have Matt Failer. What position did Matt Failer start in? 61. Now, isn't that cool to see, though? And this is how far he jumped. And he started in 61st position. So as you read, then you have Alan Moore. He started in 48th. He's now in 6th. It's kind of fun to watch these until they take their 24-hour. Now, when you go across like this, at the very end here, it says layover completed. Remember how I said they have to take a 24, it's mandatory, 24-hour layover plus 2 minutes for every musher behind them. You'll see that when they've taken it, you'll see a check mark. When they've completed their 8-hour, you'll see a check mark. They don't put their second 8-hour on here at White Mountain because they stop them at White Mountain. They know where they're stopping. They're giving you average speed in miles per hour right here. Now, time out. This means that's the timeout. If you look at Squentna, this is where Martin Boozer's at. His time out is, and this is in military time, we'll go over that. This is the date, military time. So what time is that? It's 21:15. Is that, well, it's at noon, so that'd be 1 o'clock, 1:15. Is that AM or PM? Is that after midnight, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this is, he took off out of Squentna at 1:15 AM in the morning. He is going to Finger Lake. Now, from Squentna to Finger Lake, the time en route, which this is showing you how long did it take him to get from Squentna to Finger Lake, was 4 hours and 18 minutes.
That would be 1:15 in the afternoon, wouldn't it be?
I think it's at night, because they usually run at night. How long did he spend resting in that checkpoint? 26 minutes. And then you see dogs. He had 16 dogs. He hasn't dropped any dogs. This is the time at Finger Lake. He arrived there. He's still there with 6. Wait, this is, I'm sorry. Go up here.
Yeah. I'm just thinking.
See where it says time out?
24 hours would be at midnight.
So that's 1:15 a.m.
No, 1:15 is
1:15
would be 1:15 a.m. 2100 is almost midnight, so it's taking 24 minus 3. So 12 o'clock midnight, so it'd be 11, 10. They started at 9:15. 9:15 at night would be 2100.
Well, usually it goes. Oh yeah, because I was thinking 1. I was doing it backwards.
Yeah. So you guys, that's not 1:15 in the morning.
I was thinking it was like 13 instead of 21.
Because like 1700 is 5 o'clock.
Right.
Did everybody catch that? Because that's gonna.
And I'll pull it up when we get upstairs. Now, if you look here, see the time he came into Finger Lake right here at 1:33. He had 16 dogs, and he left at 1:59. So he was in there for 26 minutes. So you can kind of look at this right here, and then I always kind of go from here and go back. Now, if you look at, oh, I don't see anybody. All right, right here. Look at Matt Fowler. He has left Finger Lake checkpoint, but what do you see that he did that's a little bit different than any other mushers? Look at those statistics going across and look for a number that has changed. Go across and look for a number that's changed, and you have to look at the titles. What did he do that nobody has done just down to number 12 so far? What has he done, Brianna?
He dropped the dog.
Yes, right here. He left with only out 15 dogs. He came in with 16, so which means he dropped a dog. Now he was there at 4:30. He left at 4:42, so he spent 12 minutes there. They're kind of doing the math for you. He was in and out. Who was at this checkpoint the shortest amount of time at Finger Lake? At Finger Lake, who was there the shortest amount of time? Sean, you should be paying attention to this because it gets confusing when you first are starting this. So, Sean, who was at Finger Lake the shortest amount of time?
Martin Boozy.
How long was he there for? How long did he rest at Finger Lake for? That's why you need to watch this, because it's not easy and you will have a test on it, huh?
15 minutes.
No. Nope. Who can tell me how long was Martin Boozer at that checkpoint? Robert?
For resting?
Yep.
26 minutes.
He was at Finger Lake. He was there for 26 minutes. So who spent the least amount of time that's out of Finger Lake? Who spent the least amount of time there? Otto? You guys need to pay attention.
I was getting to this.
Okay, but you should be watching it up here before you get to it.
Who spent the least time?
Yep, who spent the least amount of time at Finger Lake? Because it...
Lance Mackey.
Okay, how long was Lance Mackey there?
2 minutes.
He was there 2 minutes. So be careful, because when you read it, here's Martin Boozer. He is started in second place. He's now in first. He's at Finger Lake. He left Finger Lake. He had 16 dogs when he came in. When he left, he had 16 dogs, and this is his time that he left. This is how long he's rested there. Here's one here, Michelle Phillips. She was there for 3 hours and 46 minutes. So you can see some at Finger Lake. You can see some at Squentna. Now, I just heard somebody say, why? I don't know, but what you can do once you get your statistics is you can go back to the Insider and sign in. You can also go back to the front and look for press releases. And a lot of times they'll have them. I think Joe Runyon is writing a blog. So the best two places, to look for information is if you go back to that home sheet and you look at Joe Runyon's blog, and then there's another person that's writing a blog. But this is going to change all the time. And what you need to do in here right now, because I know somebody has this mushroom, I'm not going to say who, when you page all the way down, we already have somebody that's withdrawn, and that person's going to have to find another mushroom. It's a bummer. I don't know why, but your job today is once you get this, go in there and find out. They will do a press release. And this gentleman, or it could be a girl, he has a website. So I don't know why they withdrew. I don't know why, Zach, when you asked me a question on, why did they spend that amount of time? I don't know. They all have strategies. They all have tricks. You can look through there and see where they're at. They have a specific time they run on and off. So once you get back out and record, then you can go back in and look at the blogs, and then I will put up my online subscription so you can go online and see videos of your